So silver broke $19 and gold broke $1,800. Today is July 9th, 2020. And considering what's going on, I think these prices are really cheap. I mean, considering they're announcing they're going to print money, I mean, not printing money, that they're going to give out money forever, right, to people. And they've given out loans to businesses that they don't have to pay back if they follow certain criteria. And they're probably going to give out more loans to businesses that they don't have to pay back if they follow certain criteria. Despite all of that, silver's at 19. Well, now it's in the 18s. I mean, 8 years ago, it was almost 40. It was like 45. Now it's 18 with all these things going on. So it's strange. And of course, like us at home, what do we know? Really? I mean, we think we know things. We follow charts whenever. But there's things going on really that are just confusing. But I will tell you this. Silver now at 18, it feels like a lot more stable than silver at 18 making the run up. Because you look how it got here, right? Silver got to 18 by got beaten up awful a lot, right? I see very little buzz on the precious metals from what I'm looking at. You know, maybe this is my perspective, but like gold's at 1800, and the last time gold hit this much, there was a lot of buzz. There's some buzz, but like they're making jokes about gold all over the place in the media, and I don't really see a lot of that buzz right now. So, given what's going on with all these loans that don't get paid back and giving out money, and then consider chaos happening. Like I'm reading about skirmishes on the India-Chinese border. I'm reading about like Turkey ramping up their navy with there's Egypt. I'm reading about that countries are kind of getting ready to rumble. It seems I'm reading articles when countries get ready to rumble. I mean, that's when the precious metals go way up. When they create all this money, well, actually, whatever the term is, I know there are different terms, but basically that causes them to go up. So we have all these things happening to make these metals explode, yet here they are right now. So here's my take on things. Stock markets close to an all-time high. Why is that? In my opinion, one, their competition is being put out of business. All these small businesses are going under, and the big businesses are getting rid of their competition by really doing nothing. Or they're gaining more, like the tech companies or like Amazon. They're really thriving here. So if you look at the stock market, the big players, and the whole economy, it's two separate things. I mean, their competition is going out of business. Second thing, if the government is going to hand money to the consumers are going to spend it. So basically, I think Wall Street is saying, hey, these companies have a permanent market for their goods. Because if the government keeps giving money to everybody, guess where they're going to spend it? And Amazon, right? And McDonald's, right? These companies, right? So that's my thought there. Kind of weirdness, but yeah. And here's my final thought. So what's happening with like these statues being knocked over? Like I was watching a video where there was some young white guy in his 20s arguing with an older lady about taking down the Teddy Roosevelt statue. And here's what I'm seeing. Like, when you have young people in their 20s who don't have school because it's out, they don't have a job because there's no jobs for their age, you know, their jobs at, you know, wherever it was, retail are closed, and they're sitting at home, what do? They're looking for something to do. And if they're angry at the system because they don't have a job, because they're in college debt, they took out these college loans because they were promised prosperity. Now they have these college loans and no job. They're mad at the system. So what's the best way to get back at this system? I guess to take down these statues and get the boomers mad. They don't know their history anyway, so a statue's a statue to them. Like they're taking down statues that would actually represent the cause they're claiming to embrace. So It might seem irrational, but basically what's happening is I think they want a revolution. And right now, with no job and they're at home and they're in debt, it's like they're taking any opportunity they can for all this. And there's a lot of anger about COVID. So it's like the perfect storm is brewing. And my thoughts too is that a lot of these corporations are jumping on the bandwagon when it comes to supporting certain movements. My thought is, number one, is the government's handing out money, and who's going to spend that money? Well, they have to appease people who might buy their products. Like, a second thing is that they see this movement can have teeth to it. So it's like, okay, what can we do? Can we change the way we operate as a corporation? No, what we can do is we can donate some money to a cause, and then we can fire a few people to say, yeah, we're on target. But meanwhile, business is as usual. So my thought in these type of situations is they're looking for scapegoats. Like I see in some of these like progressive groups, they're turning on each other. Like I see liberals calling other liberals soft racists. You know, they said something that went against the party line, and now they're a soft racist because they went against the party line. So I think the best thing to do actually is like not to get involved with those discussions because they're looking for any reason to pounce on you. I think they're going to eat their own and implode. That's kind of my thought there, is that look at like the Russian Revolution with the Soviets, right? What happened was the first revolutionaries, they actually believed what they said and they wanted change. The second batch came along as opportunists, and in order for them to climb the power ladder, they would eat anybody, including the real revolutionaries. So I see in a revolution like this, it's about a power grab, right? You have people at universities who want to get promoted and so forth, and they're willing to eat anybody to get their way to the top. And right now, the party line is just say what the mass media is saying and go along with it, right? If you disagree with it, they're going to find a way to try and make an example of you if you're in those circles. So yeah, it's a real mess out there. But, you know, with gold over 18 and silver going up, maybe the silent revolution is to have your precious metals and watch them go up in value. Maybe that's the satisfaction isn't trying to win an argument you can never win because they'll always twist your words. The satisfaction is to maybe watch your stat grow. So thanks and be well.